What's going on, guys? This is Vince with vshred.com, and in today's video I'm going to show you some exercises, some stretches that you can do to loosen up your hips and possibly help with your back pain. This has actually been created for me by my physical therapist, so I'm going to be showing you what I'm doing and hopefully it'll help you as well. All right, like I said in today's video, I'm gonna be taking you through some stretches, some foam rolling that I'm going to do, that I've been doing for a couple weeks now, that I'm gonna continue to be doing for a long time, if not, I don't know, forever. That's been really helping me with muscle imbalances and with my back. As you guys may know, I herniated one of my discs a few weeks ago, and so now I'm working with a disc herniation specialist, muscle imbalance specialist, and he's basically showing me, or he already showed me, if you guys watched my past video, what I'm going to be working on. And so this video, the next video, and the following video after that, I'm going to be going into depth on each different area of my body, in which stretches and exercises that I'm going to be doing to help with that, and hopefully it can help you if you're dealing with it as well. But if you're here and you're not dealing with an injury related to this and you're just trying to get in shape, I do have an awesome free body type quiz. It tells you the type of diet, the type of workouts that you need to be doing in order just to get in shape, to burn body fat, to put on muscle, whatever it might be. If you want to check that out, it's the first link down in the description below this video, so you can go check that out and take it either right now or after this video. But I'm going to get into this. So as you can see here, I have a foam roller. We're going to be using this for a lot of the stretches, a lot of the exercises that we're going to be doing. The first one is actually going to be foam rolling our hip flexors. Like I said, I'm going to be foam rolling my hip flexors. So what you want to do is, first off, you want to get this, I guess I'll go my left side for you. First off, you want to have your right leg out, like Glenn said, like a kickstand basically. So you don't want to have it down here. You want to kick that out to the side. I'll show you what I mean. Out to the side like that. Put that under your hips. So I'm gonna do this side so you can see it. Leg is out like a kickstand. And then from there, the first thing you wanna do is make sure that your back is straight. You don't wanna be like this, sticking your butt up in the air. You don't wanna be rounded. You want your back to be as neutral as possible, as straight as possible, your hips as neutral as possible. And then the other thing is, you don't want your glutes to be firing. It's very easy to get on this and kind of have your back leg up like that. If my back leg is up like that, that means that my glute is being activated. A very easy way to make that stop happening is to just relax on top of the foam roller. And that makes a big difference in the tension that you'll feel in here in your hip flexor. So from there, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna relax, keep my leg out as a kickstand, and then I'm gonna take my arms, and remember, keeping your back straight the whole time. I'm gonna take my arms and I'm going to roll forward slowly, take my arms out, army crawling, and just really slowly rolling over. I'm gonna roll down basically my whole upper leg down over my quad and everything, and then I'm gonna go all the way down, and I'm not speeding up no matter how much it hurts. You're not speeding up, and I'm gonna roll down, keeping that, not firing the glute like that, keeping it relaxed, keeping your back straight. And I'm gonna roll all the way down to almost to my knee, so just above your knee, and then you're going to go back. So keeping your back straight, that leg out as a kickstand, and you're just army crawling your way back and forth. And then once your toe starts touching, don't pick it up off the ground and fire that glute. Leave it relaxed, let it slide across the floor. You're gonna do it on both legs. I was told to do this for basically 5 seconds each way. So you're gonna go 5 seconds up, 5 seconds back down. Do both legs, do that for 3 sets of 10. And then we're gonna move into the second foam rolling exercise, which is actually going to be for our groin. So what we're gonna be doing for this one is actually putting this on the inside of our leg. So you're laying down and you're getting your leg out to the side, kind of like how it was kickstanding earlier, but your back leg is the straight one on the ground. And then here, keep it to the right of the goods, but you do want to get it to a nice tender spot, and you want to make sure that you're keeping it in as far as possible. So you don't want it halfway down your thigh when you're starting. You want this up as far as you can. And then from there, you're going to focus on putting weight on it. But again, you're not letting this glute fire. It's very easy to pick your leg up and you're firing that glute. Relax that glute on top of the foam roller, let it dig in. And then what you're gonna do is, and again, you're keeping this back straight. You don't want your butt up in the air. You don't want it rounded. Keeping your back straight. And then you're going to army crawl to the side, allowing this foam roller to roll down the inside part of your leg, your thigh, and you're gonna roll all the way out, almost to your knee again. So you're gonna go about to there, and then you're going to go back. Nice and slow. Again, if you are foam rolling, you should always be going slow. I actually made another video all about the biggest foam rolling mistake. If you wanna check that out, I'll put a card up to it. It's a great video about foam rolling. But that's gonna be the second stretch that we're doing, which is just foam rolling the groin. Is gonna be great for loosening up. If you guys have like a lack of range of motion in your squats or anything like that, great for those. The next stretch we're gonna be doing is foam rolling our glute medius and our hamstrings. So we're gonna be getting onto the foam roller, basically just sitting on it flat. But then what you're going to do is whichever glute you're going to be foam rolling first, pick it. So I'm gonna go with my left right here. And so what you're gonna do is take your right and you're going to actually put your ankle up above your knee, and then you're going to let this leg fall over to the side a little bit. So just like this is gonna be your starting position, and then this is going to be up towards like the top slash center of your butt right here. So you're got it nice and deep on the glute medius right there, and I'm feeling it already. And so you're going to make sure that you're keeping your glute relaxed, you're not tensing up, and you're putting as much pressure as you can into that muscle right there. And then you're going to go from here, you're going to roll backwards, keeping that pressure on there, going nice and slow. And then from there, once you get past your glute, you're going to take it into your hamstring, and you're going to roll down your entire hamstring nice and slow the whole way. And you're gonna go just before you get to your knee, making sure you're not tensing up right before you get to your knee, and you're gonna go back up your hamstring. And so you're gonna go slow each way, readjusting the weight on your hands if you need to, and then you're going to get into that glute again, not letting your butt tense up. Very easy to take your leg right here and drive it into the ground. Don't do that. Use your arms for the most part to keep your weight distributed. And then you're gonna roll it up on your glute as much as possible. You're gonna make sure that you're going with both legs, or both glute medius and both hamstrings. Going 5 seconds down, 5 seconds back up, going about 10 times, going for 3 to 5 sets of that, or until you feel amazing. And do that, and that's going to help with creating that circulation, breaking up everything in through your glute medius and your hamstring muscles. And that's good because a lot of times people struggle to activate their glute medius, which leads to a lack of your knees going outwards. Like when you're supposed to squat, your knees are supposed to be driving your knees outward. You cause knee pain by letting them go inward. By them going inward, that means that your glute medius is not activating and driving those knees outward. And your squats, you're usually probably feeling them in your quads. So if you're feeling your squats in your quads, probably because your glute's not firing like it should be. Try this one out. All right, so this one, I'm gonna be doing what I call hip socket bicycle cranks, basically popping my hips into the correct positioning, because we're walking around all day, we're sitting, things are getting tight, and I like to refer to it as a bicycle crank because it's kind of like you're riding a bicycle, but you're slightly out of gear and the chain's not catching it correctly. And so I like to do this, and well, I did these actually before every now and then, but now I'm going to make more emphasis of doing them, because once you do it right, you're going to be repositioning your hips basically and getting a nice little pop, and that's going to ensure you that they're in the right positioning. So I'm going to hope that we can hear it. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay out on your back right here, and you will be needing this, so have it near. I'll put it out to the side. And what you're going to be doing is you're laying back on your back, and you're going to have your knees up 90-degree angle like this. And then you're going to take your hands and you're going to push one knee down while grabbing the other knee and pulling it towards you. So you're going to do this for 5 seconds. So I'm going to push and pull. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to switch, pull this one, push this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here, you're gonna lay your feet down. You're gonna take your hands around this foam roller, put it in between your fists. I'm gonna get my little mic here. I'm gonna try to catch this on camera. Put it right down here. Take this, take this, put it in between your knees and squeeze your knees together. So, boo. But do this, if you guys do this correctly and your hips are slightly out of whack, pull, push, 5 seconds. You can do it 5 to 10 times and then get something. If you got a nice little ball that squeezes better, that's great. But this works just fine. Put it in between your knees, squeeze it, and then do that 2 times. And I guarantee at least half of you are going to get a nice little pop out of your hips when you do this the right way. All right, so this next one is pretty simple, pretty straightforward, pretty quick. You're just gonna be laying back. I call them heel to groins. So you're gonna be laying down, and then what you're going to do here is you're going to take one of your ankles, and you're going to come up, you're gonna grab it, and you're gonna drive that into your groin, like up into your groin. Hold that for about 5 seconds, and then you're gonna release it, going back down. Then you're gonna take the other one, grab your ankle, pull it into your groin, hold it for 5 seconds, and release it. You're gonna do this for 10 each side. You can do this 2 or 3 sets, I guess. Good for hip mobility. But I'm not gonna bore you with a bunch of them. That's gonna be the next one. All right, so this next one is going to be a lunge stretch for your hip flexors again. This is possibly my favorite stretch of them all because you feel it really well in the right area, and it's going to help pretty much anybody who's got tight hips or who sits at a desk all day or anything like that. This is gonna help you. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna need a chair, and it's good to have a pillow here. It's also good to have a pillow down under your knee because you do not want to have any kind of pain through your body that's going to throw all of this off. There's just a really soft carpet here, so I don't need the one on my knee, but I am having one here. So you're gonna go here, and then what you're going to do is the first thing that you're going to do is you want to basically get some mobilization going. So you're going to go back and forth 5 times, just like that. This is gonna help with this front ankle and also with the knees. Back and forth 5 times, 2, all the way, 3, and driving this knee outward as you do this, 4, 5. And then from there, what you're going to do is actually take this leg and you're going to push it down. So you're gonna be activating this quad right here. You're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're going to make sure that your back is straight. You're not in any kind of arch like that. I don't know if you can see it. You're not in any kind of arch like that. You want to make sure that your back is straight, and right there, once you straighten your back and you have your pelvis in this neutral position, you're going to feel a stretch all up through here. And it's going to be horrible, but it's great. So make sure that that's straight right there, pelvic neutral. And then what you're going to do is take your pelvis and you're going to drive it down towards the ground. So you're not really trying to go forward. You're going to be going forward, but you're trying to focus on getting your hips and driving them down towards the ground, because as you drive them down towards the ground, you're gonna make sure that you're keeping that pelvis in a neutral position. What you don't wanna do is go forward and then get into that nice, that horrible arched position. You wanna make sure that you're keeping that straight, feeling that stretch, and going down towards the ground right there. Don't need to go very far if you don't have great mobility like myself. And then from there, what you're going to do is take your arms straight up towards the sky, chest out, keeping that back straight, pelvis neutral right there, holding that. You're gonna hold that for 30 to 45 seconds, just like so. And then once you've held that for 30 to 45 seconds, making sure that that pelvis is in a neutral position over and over again. Make sure that you are driving your hips forward. Every single time you start to feel that release and you forget about it, drive those hips forward just like that. Keep that back straight. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn over that front leg. So turning, keeping it straight, and you're going to hold this for about 30 seconds. Just like that, keeping that in a straight position, driving your hips down towards the ground, holding right there, about 30 seconds. An amazing stretch, great for the hip flexors and the quads. If you got tight quads, if you got quads that are overactive and you're not really feeling it in your glutes, it's gonna be a great stretch to kind of, if you got an anterior pelvic tilt, a great stretch for that as well. Just a great stretch all around for anybody who's sitting all the time and doesn't do any kind of stretches for your hip flexors. This is amazing for you. So you're gonna do 3 sets. You're gonna go that 30 to 45 seconds each leg for 3 to 5 sets. You can even do it more than that. It's a great stretch and it should help you a lot. All right, so the next one is going to be a diagonal lunge stretch is what I call it. You'll see why. So you're gonna get into a lunge position just like normal. And then what you're gonna do is you're actually going to crawl your foot out to the side, not too far, but about, I don't know, shoulder width apart is where they would normally be, or where it should be, so where your shoulders are. And then what you're going to do is come down on your hand, and then the first thing that you're gonna do is take your knee and you're going to bring it in, keeping your feet on the ground. So you don't want the foot to come up like that, you want it down like that, and then you're going to take your knee and you're going to drive it outward, keeping your foot on the ground the whole time, not letting it come up like this. Foot on the ground, back in and out, back in and out 3 times. And then once you do that, you're going to take your elbow and you're going to drive it down towards your heel. So you're trying to get this as close to your heel as possible. If you can touch it, more power to you. I don't have that kind of mobility yet, but that's great if you do. Try to get it down, all the way down as far as you can, and you're going to drive that elbow down. You're going to hold that for about 2 minutes here. So you're going to be holding this, you're going to be feeling it in your groin a lot and your hips a lot. It's also going to be good for just mobility pretty much everywhere in your body, just because this is not a natural position. And as you can see, your leg is basically, your knee is basically going to be up by your head. So it's almost like you're picking your knee up and bringing it up towards your head, but also bringing your upper body down. So it's great mobility exercise. And you're gonna be feeling it a lot, like I said, deep in your hips. So that's great. Hold that, like I said, for 2 minutes. We'll say that 2 minutes is up. Holding it for 2 minutes each side. Do it for 3 times. So 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Gonna be a great stretch, but you're gonna hate it, but it'll be great for you. All right, so this one is what I call a frog stretch. Again, you'll see why. So another great one for really hip mobility, and anybody who has an issue with, if you ever heard of the butt wink when you squat, it's basically you go down to a certain point, and then once you get to a certain point, your butt winks down under. So this is great for helping with that, because you're gonna get your knees out pretty wide here, and if you don't have a nice soft carpet, get 2 pillows, because again, you don't want any kind of pain circulating through your body. So you're gonna get your knees pretty out pretty far here, and then the first thing that you're going to do is make sure that you're in a neutral position. So you don't want your butt to be out like that. You want your pelvis to be neutral. So not out, not rounded. You want to find a nice neutral position, which for me is going to be, and you can go back and forth and find it. Mine's gonna be right about there. And then what you're gonna do is drop down to your elbows. And again, don't be in this position. Be nice, strong, neutral position. And so the first thing that you're going to do is take your knees and you're going to squeeze them together for 5 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then relax them, sit into it, and you're gonna go as deep as you can. And again, you don't wanna go all the way to where your butt's winking. You wanna go as deep as you can with that neutral position, and then forward, chest out as far as you can, and back. Neutral position all the way through. And once you can feel yourself kind of reaching your limit and you can feel that tightness approaching, stop right there, sit in it for a couple of seconds, and then go forward again. You come forward on your arms a little bit and back into it, neutral position with your pelvis. That's actually the final exercise for this. So those are all great exercises for anybody who's trying to work on hip mobility, has trouble hitting legs, always feels tightness in areas that they can't really explain. They don't know why. If you're sitting at a desk all day, this is great for you to do, just to open up these areas, loosen up these areas that normally aren't getting hit. Also, if you're experiencing back pain, if you got anterior pelvic tilt, great for all of these, just to help balance out these muscles and these areas of your body that like I said, are just extremely tight. So that's it for this one. And the next one, I'm gonna be going through shoulder mobility, shoulder and upper back mobility. So stay tuned, make sure that you guys are subscribing to the channel. That way you're getting notifications when I post a new video. If you guys like this video, if it helped you out, if you learned something, make sure you're clicking the thumbs up button below. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.